Jonathan freaking Frantz.
We're live.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good.
Dude, I'm excited to be here.
Dude, we
Is
are
this your
excited.
first podcast? Or are you like a... Yeah?
Yeah, think so.
Dude, you're going to crush it.
The best way to do these podcasts is everybody speaks at the same time.
That's the
Kind
goal.
of like this.
Just kind of like
this.
this.
Blah, blah, blah.
Like how we're
First
doing right
question. Are you the best looking Frantz?
now. No.
Yes.
Yes.
By far the
I've
least.
seen all of them.
Hey, Josh.
I've seen 3 of them. I think, yeah.
How did this kid get to keep his hair?
Oh,
Sorry,
it's kind of
Josh.
a 50-50 split. Most of them are losing hair.
And you got to keep yours.
I'm seeing it recede, though.
Are you?
No.
Ooh, gosh.
I'm
no.
praying it's not.
No. It's in
Scary.
a 5-day
It's
fast.
the biggest concern when you do have 2 bald brothers.
Like, when's my time coming?
when is it? But your dad's not bald.
No, neither.
No.
Yeah, neither of my
It skips
parents
a
are.
generation,
Yeah.
doesn't it? It like skips.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it skipped me.
Well, let's just pray now. Lord.
Heavenly Father, we come to you with something super serious.
Sweet, long-haired Jesus.
Oh,
All right, Jonathan.
How's it going?
We're talking cleaning.
I love this.
Dude, honestly, I love a clean house. I like to clean.
It's the best feeling.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's great. Because like when you come home, your house is clean, or you've just spent all Saturday cleaning it, and you can just sit, enjoy.
John,
Nothing like
Is
it.
your house clean?
Oh, dude.
Dude, right
It
off
is.
We-
Actually, it is.
Okay.
We
Right now
brought
it
Zach
is.
in to ask the hard questions that no one else will ask.
I was concerned I would get asked that,
Yeah.
but it is right now. It
Okay,
is.
good.
Yes.
How did you get into cleaning?
I've been, I grew up cleaning actually. So I'm the youngest of 7 siblings. And so growing up, my dad worked multiple jobs. He was a pastor and worked multiple jobs to make ends meet. And so over the summers, since I was like 7 or 8, I was doing window cleaning with him. Mm-hmm. And I loved that. That was really fun. And it taught me a lot of great skills there. And then just cleaning the house all the time. But then I grew up in the Valley, and I wanted to go to flight school. I'm in flight school now. And so I moved here to the Central Coast with that intention, and really quickly realized, oh, wow, this is pretty expensive. So I decided, I had a window cleaning business for myself in the Valley, and I decided, let's start a full service cleaning business here on the coast. I saw a demand for it. So I had, my brother's a contractor. I saw he needs people to clean quickly. He needs someone to come in fast and do the cleaning. Realtors need the same thing. Property managers need the same thing. So I knew I could fill that need. So I started it with a full service residential business here, cleaning business here on the Central Coast a little over 2 years ago. And my intention was to just pay my way through flight school, just do it to make ends meet for that. But within 3 months, I realized, if I'm the obsessive type. So when I started it, I just went all in with it. And I realized I didn't have enough time to do this and my day job. And so I quit within 3 months. I took it full time. And that was one of the best decisions I've ever made, is taking it full time. And I'm so obsessed with it now. I love it. It's my passion. I'm obsessed.
Tell us about your team. What's the crew look like? Is it just you?
No, so I have me. I brought on my sister as my business partner at the beginning of this year. She was working for me for about 8 months before that, and brought her on as partner. And I have 2 other employees now, and we're likely going to be hiring in the next month because this is our busiest season. But even before we hit the busy season, we were scaling at a pace that I almost couldn't manage, and now it's totally unmanageable without extra help. And so we are going to be hiring in the next month, but we have my sister and two employees.
Cool. So there's at least 2 of your siblings that are entrepreneurial. Like, where did that come from? Is that something that you're...
There's a few of us, yeah. So 2 of my brothers own their own businesses, Surgrout, Frantz Construction. My parents own a franchise company for elder placement, and it all stemmed from them. Growing up, we had
just watching it.
Yeah, growing up, my parents did a lot of different jobs to make ends meet, and we growing up with that kind of mentality, if you want something, you got to go out and get it. No one's going to hand it to you. That's kind of where it came from. Is my parents, growing up, they, like I said, they worked multiple jobs, and so seeing how hard they had to work and their work ethic, that really is what inspired us to go after it and work hard ourselves.
Cool.
And dude, this guy is a freaking hard worker.
I love it though.
He works so hard. from early in the morning to late at night, this guy's working.
Generally about 1 a.m. till 1 a.m. and then started back up at 6 or 7.
I love that, man. It's a long day.
It is a long day, but it's a fun day. I love this grind. I mean, I can't complain. Being in business for yourself is definitely one of the most rewarding things you could do. One of the most stressful things too, but it's amazing.
It's amazing. So I think, when, we've all had cleaners on and off, depends on how the real estate market's doing. But when someone's looking at hiring a cleaner,
right?
Like what should they be looking for? Like what's important? I mean, I think so often people are like, oh yeah, like I got, this one person who does it for super cheap and does this, and like, and then the other person, well, I spend more money, and like,
right.
The standards are like all over the place of like what gets cleaned, what doesn't, how it's done. Like what's important in hiring a cleaner? What should people be looking for?
That's a great question. A lot of people don't think of that. They will find someone, down the street. I say you can find 1,000 people to clean your house for $100, but the quality is going to be shown with that, with those cleaners. I would say look for someone with license and insurance. That's a big one because most people aren't licensed and insured with the cleaning industry. And so, especially a lot of our clients, high-end clients, have a lot of valuable things in their house. I've had clients with, priceless vases in their house, and I did a walkthrough for a client recently, a couple months ago, and he had a vase sitting on his counter, half broken. He was like, well, this is one thing I wanted to point out to you guys is my last cleaners knocked this over and broke it. I couldn't charge him for it because it's priceless. I just left it as is.
Dang.
But, they had no insurance. They were just a couple that was doing it on the side. And so if you don't have anyone with license and insurance, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then another big one is having a background check. So I background check everyone I've used in the past for cleaning, and I background check now.
Do they have to pass the background check?
Yeah, I check. I generally have them.
His standards are higher than yours, Jeff.
Oh, okay. Everybody, Travis never passed.
Shoot.
We do the check. It doesn't matter if they pass or not, as long as we say we did it. It's the biggest thing. No, I do a background check, and that's important too, because a lot of times with our clients, we have some that we're in their house on a weekly basis, and they give us a key to their house, and then they leave the house. They're at work, and so if you don't know who's in your house, that's a huge deal. And then look for someone who's got a clear work order. Like you said, I will do walkthroughs and people let me know, my last cleaner said they're going to clean this room, but then there's 7 details missed in that room. Well, that's because you don't really know what they're saying they're going to clean in that room. They're just saying, oh, I'm going to clean this master bedroom. With us, we have a clearly defined work order with, 15 to 30 tasks for each room. At the end of a house, we have 250 tasks total for that house that we have to check off on a checklist before we move on to the next house. And so that really helps letting the client know exactly what we're going to do, and helps make sure they're going to be fully satisfied, and we have a higher level of efficiency than other house cleaners.
That's a really good point I hadn't thought of, because when you say clean this room or clean this house, it could mean different things to
It's all
different
over the
people,
place.
right?
Yeah.
I've had experiences where we'll go into a kitchen and someone will let me know, do you guys clean the grease above the microwave? Because my last cleaners, they couldn't reach that, and so they wouldn't clean that. Well, we have ladders, so we do clean things like that.
You have that kind of technology?
We do.
That's incredible.
It's pretty innovative, and
So
a lot of cleaners don't have this.
Ladder like gets you a little taller, I guess.
Yeah,
I've heard about them.
At least, yeah.
You know what's so funny going back just like to like what people's different definition of clean is? Like go to like just everybody think about your spouse right now.
Okay.
Okay, and then to think about what they think is clean, what you think is clean. And it's like 2 different things. Like for me and Stacy, like for her, it's like it's gotta have been sprayed with some stuff, antibacterial, like, and it's like really clean, like every germ is dead.
Yeah.
That's clean to Stacy. To me, clean's like, oh, it's
like picked up.
Yeah, the stuff put
Wipe
away.
your hand
A
over
dry
it,
paper
knock
towel.
it
I
on
don't
the
even
floor.
think about it. I'm like, Stacey's got that part down. I'm like, I just want the stuff folded in the drawers, but it's not necessarily clean, right?
Yeah, there's a big difference to a lot of people.
It's a big difference.
Okay, could you give us like a broad overview of what services you provide, just so we have an understanding of what you guys do? Because you've mentioned windows and then cleaning.
So we do full service residential cleaning. We do very little commercial. There's a few commercial accounts that we have, such as Scout Coffee and a few others. But we don't have night crews running, and so we only do, for the most part, residential. But we do full service residential. So that includes interior cleaning, deep cleans that we'll do for realtors, property managers, contractors, post-construction cleaning. We do recurring cleanings for clients. So on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis. We have every 3-week basis. We have some clients that we clean for every quarter because they like to do their own house cleaning. Stay-at-home moms, they enjoy doing that. That's what they enjoy. And so, but every quarter we come in to do a deep clean for them so we can reset the house to a professional level and standard, and then they can continue to do what they like. And then we do window cleaning and we do pressure washing as well. Also solar panel and gutter cleaning. So it's a real full service residential cleaning.
When you do, I know it'll probably vary on the size of the home and all that kind of stuff, but when you do like a deep clean, say we have a listing that we hire you guys for, how long does that take on average?
Yeah, it's totally different for every house, but our deep cleans are obviously the longest, and it could go anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Also depends on how big my crew is that day. We've had houses that take 10, 12 hours to fully reset. And this is because a lot of people let their house get to a point where it's just terrible, and then they want to sell it as is, and they leave it as is, and then the realtor comes in and, wow, no one's going to want to buy this if it looks like this, it smells like this. So they hire a professional company like us to come in. But that cleaning is going to take a while, and then we price accordingly, of course. But it could go anywhere from, with our deep cleans, there's rarely a time where it's less than 6 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. And what is the cost range on something like that?
A deep clean, it could be anywhere. It like all depends on what someone wants in their work order. And that's the nice part of having that clearly defined work order, is the client gets to choose what they do and don't want done. So if they think they can do certain things, but they can't do others, then we can knock those out for them. I've had clients that just want the interior of their cabinets done because they have a bad back and can't get down low and clean those out. And so jobs like that cost very little. And then other deep cleans that we're doing everything in the house for, I've gone up to $1,000 or more, just depending on how bad the scope of work is, how much the scope of work is, and how bad the quality is.
Dang.
Okay, guys, let's do something with our audience. I got an idea.
Oh,
everybody in our audience, including us, think of a surface that you probably miss when cleaning. Most missed surfaces.
Okay, this is like what's
like that you don't think about that probably should be cleaned. Okay, Zach, what's yours?
This might be an obvious one to you, but to me it isn't. The like right underneath the sink where like water drips, and sometimes you get like those grease stains on the actual,
like on the cabinets.
Yeah, that's
just the
good.
cabinets in general.
Yeah.
You get grubby.
Okay,
Travis.
Mine, kind of, you mentioned it, but our cabinets, they don't have doors on them. That's a whole different story. But those things get greasy, and when I'm cleaning the house,
Travis didn't have doors on his cabinets.
Sorry, Jen. Okay. So here's the thing. So we bought the house, and the cabinets were nice, but the doors were super janky, and the hinges. So we ended up just taking them off, thinking we'll just put better ones on. Well, 5 years later.
5 years.
You're still gonna put them on. It's just
a matter of time. I'm just we're working towards that. It was like my baseboards. It took me like
5 years.
Concept.
No, we haven't done it yet.
Oh, it's gonna be 6.
It's going to be 6 or 8. But I did finish my baseboards.
Hey, all of you wives,
and
think how grateful you are of your husband.
I will make all you husbands look great. We did an addition and painted our house. This was COVID, so 4 years ago, and I still haven't put the second coat of paint on. So.
Dang.
How else am I failing?
No.
Dude, there's
anyway, my
ways.
point is where like our plates and cups are and stuff like that, I'll clean the whole lot, but I don't ever clean that, take the plates off, cups out, all that kind of thing. So
it's a lot of extra work. You don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that crap.
Yeah. Hire someone.
Right? Okay.
Mine? Dude, I never think about this, but like honestly,
the toilet?
No, door handles.
Door handles.
I never wipe down door handles.
Yeah.
I don't really ever wipe down anything because Stacy's all about it. But
when the kids are sick, Jen goes around and makes sure all
door
those handles are
nasty.
That's the only time we think about it.
Light switches.
Yeah.
Like those get
height touch surfaces like that. Yeah.
Dude, light switches. Okay, Jonathan, what's another one we're forgetting?
Outlets too. That one's touched a lot, but not. It's all the high touch surfaces in the house that don't get touched, cleaned, but they get touched all the time. So handles to cabinets, that's a big one. Exterior of cabinets is a huge one. Baseboards is a big one that most people don't clean. They'll dust the lip of it, a lot of times, but then the side of it too, they get stains on there. But then they don't get cleaned, and that's a big one that I see is the most dirty in houses is the baseboards, the high touch surfaces, door handles, flip switches, outlets, things like that.
I told my wife we would get new baseboards like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Still haven't done it, so there you go.
They're just making this podcast about their failing.
Yeah.
I know.
No, we're trying to encourage all the other men that
confession
do stuff.
time.
Yeah, that do stuff that we don't do.
You're not going to do it, so just call Jonathan. That's the point.
And then if you need new baseboards, call Josh.
Yeah, call Josh.
True.
Exactly.
If your grout's dirty,
Call Isaac.
Isaac.
Jeez.
If you need a new house, call Zach.
Yeah.
Oh,
go.
nice.
There it is.
Well played, sir.
Ding, ding.
Everyone's favorite
like
realtor.
Dude, what
Zach
other
Moses.
what's another one that we're not thinking of?
Another big one that isn't cleaned properly is glass in the house, like glass shower doors. People don't clean that, and then hard water builds up on there. That's a hard one. Once it builds up, most people don't know how to take it off, especially in an all natural way. And so they just spray some acid based cleaner on there and do their best to let that sit and clean it off, and doesn't do a great job. And so that's a big one that people, the rust on stainless steel, they think that's gonna just be permanent. It's not. It doesn't have to be.
Really?
You can use vinegar and steel wool. Finest grade of steel wool is 4.0 grade, and using that will eat right through it. It'll fully restore. I've had people with
Pink's not actually is this product that just destroys rust. Yeah, but it takes it like you just scrub it and it takes it right off.
The gutters was another good point you mentioned.
Oh, gutters, yeah.
those get filled up.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of cleaners, like products.
Yeah.
Not your people, but your product. Like what product should people be using?
That's a great question, and I think it's kind of in right now, but it's all natural products is a huge one. And so we made the switch to using all natural products at the beginning of this year. And that's a huge one that is really important for people to be using, because a lot of name brand household chemicals can contain things like butane, propane, things like that. But there's very little regulation for those companies to define what's in there, and they can change the name. So propane could be in a cleaner, and they can change it to something else that you don't understand and list it on there, and there will be 80 different ingredients for a cleaner, and you won't know what 80% of those are.
So you're doing all natural, like Simple Green, or like what do you?
We use a lot of different products, but the main one we use is Aspen Clean. That one works really well. They have a huge range of different products, but the biggest thing is double checking the products that you have. So you could buy a product from Target or wherever that's labeled eco-friendly. If you read the back and it contains a huge list of ingredients, could be still pretty harmful in your house to use in your house. And so we use EWG Healthy Living. It's an app that you just scan the product or look it up in there. And EWG, EWG Healthy Living, and it'll tell you, it'll give you a rating on how clean that product really is, and that's really been helpful for us. But for the most part, we use Aspen Clean products or even Sir Grout cleaning products. That franchise is great. They use all natural products.
We bought some of that.
Yeah,
it's sweet.
It works really well.
Concentrate. So you're like spending more money to get a concentrate, but like making a ton more product.
You're spending like twice the amount as you would for like a regular spray bottle, but that one bottle will last you like 15, 20 spray bottles.
Yeah.
It's
so
crazy.
worth it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so good. And you and I have talked about this before, Jonathan, but like a lot of times people don't necessarily see cleaning as an investment into the house, but we know that it actually is.
Yeah.
And that there is impact over time of keeping a house clean instead of just doing it once before closing as well.
Right.
Or before listing, I should say. So anyway, just like expand on that. Like how do you see it from a cleaner's perspective? I don't know how I see it, but spending regularly to keep the house clean and taken care of that way.
Yeah. There's been a lot of times where I walk into a house and it's showers are to the point where they need a full restoration process, which we don't do.
Yeah.
And it's been just not taken care of for the last 5-10 years. And there's studies that show that if a house isn't properly maintained, it can decrease the value by up to 10%, and that has to be obviously very drastically unmaintained. Yeah. But you'd be surprised at the amount of houses I've walked into that are that level of dirty, and that's a huge one if you are wanting to sell and flip your property, but it's looking like a piece of crap. It's not going to sell for too much more. It's not going to sell for nearly as much as you thought it would, and it could decrease the value by a lot. And, we'll walk into a house for a walkthrough and look at the quality. And if, the baseboards are just caked with dirt and grime, that's actually going to stain those baseboards. If it's caught at an early point, on our weekly, bi-weekly, any of our recurring cleanings, we're catching these things early and cleaning it up so it looks new still. But if it's left on there for, however many years, it actually stains. And then you need new baseboards. You need to repaint the walls. That's going to be a bigger investment. That's going to take money out of your pockets before you sell your home. So maintaining it, it's giving you a healthy living anyways. And so there's no harm in doing that yourself or hiring a company to do it for you. But maintaining that value is huge, because then when you do go to sell or rent it out, people are going to want to knock money off of that price, because, well, I have to invest into this. I have to, if you need a landscaper, hire a landscaper. If you need a new roof, get a new roof. If you need your house cleaned and you don't have time for it, hire a cleaning company to clean your house. Yeah. That's a big thing, is a lot of people don't have time for house cleaning. Like I said, we're doing deep cleans that last anywhere from 6 to even 12 hours. And most people aren't going to schedule that in their week or a month to do that type of cleaning. It takes too much time. Both the husband and wife are working professionals. They have 3 kids running around the house. The house gets dirtier than most houses. It's a lot easier and a lot more relaxing to hire a company to come in while you're at work, your kids are at school, do that for you. You come home to a fresh feeling.
That'd be nice.
It's the best feeling.
It's the best feeling.
Nice. Best feeling.
I wish I could do that.
Before we get to the personal stuff, what's the nastiest thing, dude?
Jeff loves horror stories.
You're like, what?
It's the worst.
Thing?
There's been a few horror stories we've had out in like Creston area and those areas where you walk into a house and you can. I had done a job recently, and you could tell the previous owners maybe bred animals or something. You could see the kennels in the back, and the house just was caked with pee on the floors. A lot more than that. Dude. There was blood on the walls, things like that. Wow. It was just nasty.
How do you have to report that stuff?
You gotta call someone.
Yeah, at that point, it's human waste cleanup.
Yeah, you're like, sorry, guys.
Yeah, wear a hazmat suit. Charge an extra couple $100. It's just bad.
Hydrogen peroxide, does that take out the smell?
It can, yeah. It can definitely help, and it's an all-natural product, too.
That's the other thing. If you're going to have a bunch of pets, I think, you got to get the house clean.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask him how to clean up blood. Hypothetically, so how would you clean up?
Man, for those instances, we might want to switch to harsh chemicals again.
Yeah, no, you do. I think you have to with some of that stuff. Man, that's crazy, dude. If it was going to be anywhere, it would be in Creston. Sorry.
No offense to Creston. Live out in the boonies for a reason.
The other day, I went to a house, and it was actually on the mesa, and there was lots of cats. And they had like a cat room, and the cats had gone so much that it destroyed the ledger around where the floor connects, and the floor just caved in. And you're just like, that's so gross. It just smelled so bad. I was like, hey, if you guys want to see the rest of the house, go for it. I'm out of here.
That's
I
crazy.
just left. I'm like,
I've had some cleanings where they're sell as is homes, and I walk in and the realtors just want to light clean as a courtesy for the new tenants, and I walk in, the previous owners owned birds, and so there was a ton of just all the baseboards even, but like the doors, frames, they were just torn apart from these birds that would just hang up there. Bro. There was bird poop inside the house that just dripped down onto the walls and the doors and all over the floors.
Dude, Travis's face right now, guys, is the best.
It's a horror story, man.
That's so gross.
Dude, I don't know. Like, it's like, what do we tolerate? Sometimes people just get okay with stuff, and you're like, that's not okay.
No.
Someone needs to tell you.
Just get used to it.
We're telling you right now.
Yeah.
Don't get used to it.
Me? Oh, is this an intervention?
Yeah. So Travis, we're telling you
We
to
don't
get rid of
have-
your
get
birds.
rid of the
Started with
birds?
the cabinets on the.
Yeah, I know, right? Finish your cabinets.
Yeah.
And we like birds, man. Birds are cool.
Birds
but
are
like,
awesome.
But pooping all over your house is not cool.
It's not
Travis,
cool, man.
Stop it. Travis.
Come on, Trav.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
All right, Jonathan.
Yeah,
Let's
buddy.
get to know you a little bit.
Let's do it.
Dude.
First question. What is your favorite book, movie, or TV show?
That's a great question. I don't have too much time nowadays to watch too much. Good Will Hunting has always been like
that's a
my
good one.
favorite movie. I love that one. It's a true inspirational movie. I love that.
Good.
That's a really good one. But I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Extreme Ownership is a really good one by Jocko and what's the other guy's name? Leaf Babin. That one's a really good one. 2 Navy SEALs. They really get into it, and that's a great book on ownership for business, for personal life, and how to win friends and influence people. That was probably my first book, one of the first books I read.
Classic.
They kind of related to business, and that one stuck out with me a ton.
That's a good book.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
What was that?
Dale Carnegie.
Yeah, Dale Carnegie.
Cool.
Read that.
It's
Dude.
good.
If
a
you
good
could
one.
just describe your most ideal day on the Central Coast, and we always like to hear about food, but what would that be for you?
Ooh, that's a good one. I probably start the morning off by sleeping in, not waking up at 5 or 6 a.m. That'd be nice. Sleep until 8 or 9, and then hit the gym straight after waking up. Hit the gym, get an acai bowl or maybe some high street deli or Lincoln Market and Deli, a sandwich afterwards. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
And then either go to the beach first, lay out in the sun, and then do a flight, or fly first and then go lay out on the beach. And then I'm gonna end the day with a barbecue. Me and my brothers barbecue a lot.
Barbecued up.
Yeah,
Girls hot dogs. Like
Dude, how
20%.
often are you flying right now? How often are you flying?
I'm only flying right now like once a month because it's our busiest season, and so it's real hard to schedule much more time for that. But at least once a month I'll
How
get up.
close
in
are
there.
you to getting your license?
I'm a few hours away still. I'll need probably another 10 to get the license, and then there's so many ratings afterwards. But that's just my passion and my hobby. But I'm in no rush for that. So I don't mind taking it a little slow right now because I'm growing my business and I'm seeing amazing results from that. But that's my passion.
Do you
I love
rent
it.
a plane when you fly, or how does that work?
Yeah, from the school you rent a plane
Oh,
from,
that's
from
cool.
your flight school. Yeah.
Can you take
Just find the
passengers?
cheapest one. the
Yeah,
most
once you're
janky one.
licensed,
Once you're licensed, you can?
Yeah, you can take passengers. If you want to go up, we'll
I
go
do
up.
wanna go
Yeah,
up.
let's do
That'd
it.
be so
I'll
fun.
show you all around
Your
the
wife
Central Coast.
will be like, oh, he just got his license? Yeah, he just got it. We'll be fine.
It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
He's got 50 hours. That's plenty of
Yeah,
hours.
if you die, we have life insurance. Put cabinets on the cabinet doors on. So, okay. Question number 3: who's the most influential person in your life?
There's been a number of
Jeff is
the
pointing
number
to
one,
himself,
so-
and there
honestly-
it is.
No, there's been a lot of really influential people in my life in different seasons, but the biggest, when I moved out here and started my business, my oldest brother, was a huge one to really help me. I have a couple business mentors, one of which was just recently on, Zeke. He's a
Zeke.
great one, super
guy.
influential,
Good
and
guy.
he's influential in almost everyone you meet. He meets, and but the biggest would be my parents. The work ethic they instilled in us at such a young age, and then I'm a Christian, and so having a heart for God, that's something they
Man.
taught in us at an early age as well. And yeah, that was
They are good, salt
awesome
of the earth
people, yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I've met both of them. They're awesome.
they're the best. They're the best.
You guys are all great kids too, man.
There's a few okay ones, but yeah, there's definitely I'm playing.
And last question, personal, is like, just could you rate your favorite sibling?
Yeah, so starting with myself.
Actual last question: how do people get in touch with you if they want to learn more or hire you guys?
The best way is just check out our website, is frantzcleaning.com. Just check out the website.
FRANTZ.
Yeah, that's
Cleaning.
FRANTZ cleaning.com. And you can read all about us, our mission, our vision, our values, what is important to us, how we treat cleaning. And that's the best way to really get a good scope and a good idea of who we are and what we are. And if you're interested after that point, then fill out a quote request form, and it'll give me all the information. I'll give you a call within just a couple minutes.
Sweet.
And schedule a walkthrough.
Sweet, man. That's awesome.
It's the best.
Yeah, way to go. Man, what a great interview. Thanks for being on.
That was fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate you, Jonathan.
This was fun.
Yeah, take care, bud.
Let's go.